Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Every Which Way. My name is Dana, and before I get started, I just want to give one of my friends, Callie, a shout out. Her birthday was recently, and I just wanted to say, Happy birthday, girl! You're awesome, and I hope that it was a wonderful day for you. Now, how's everyone been doing? Doing alright? What are you drinking? I currently am drinking a little iced tea that I made last weekend. It's a mixture of butterfly pea, lavender, dandelion, rose, and chamomile, and it is a self-love type of thing. So yeah, I would have had a warm tea, but I was a little warm today, and goodness, I'm sorry if you guys could hear that. I have the window open because it's really nice out. But yeah, it's very refreshing. I love it. Lightly sweetened. I do like a nice sweet tea every once in a while, but for the most part, I don't like too much sugar in it. It distracts, I think, from the taste of the actual tea itself and just makes it all about the sugar, and I'm not about that. So, what am I going to be talking at you today? Well, our topic today is going to be on a stone, a very nice and calming stone called Alabaster. Alright, so let's carry on, shall we? So, Alabaster. It's typically a type of gypsum, but it can be also a type of calcite as well, but the most common is gypsum. It's found worldwide, so pretty much all over the world. It is monoclinic. So what does that mean? Well, monoclinic means that a crystal of, it's pretty much, goodness, so how do I explain this? It's pretty much a crystal of unequal lengths that form a parallelogram prism. So like one of the seven, so for example, on an axis it has unequal lengths. Like if we have, let's say A, B, and C, A would be perpendicular to B and C, but B and C are not perpendicular to each other, if that makes any sense. Monoclinic is one of 7 structural categories that crystals can be assigned to. So that's pretty much the main gist of that. It's a structural category thing. It has a hardness. It has a hardness of 2 on the Mohs hardness scale. And that is just a way to help identify minerals based on the resistance to it being scratched. It is primarily white in color, but due to impurities in its chemical makeup, it can also turn out to be a pink, or a yellow, or a brown, or in very rare circumstances, a black. And I just would love one so bad. Alright, so its luster, which is the way that light interacts with the surface of a crystal, rock, or mineral, is vitreous. That means it's kind of like glass, so it's transparent or translucent. Alabaster gets its name from Albastron, which is a town in Egypt that produced alabaster several centuries ago. And most archaeologists and the decorative industry use alabaster to refer to a type of banded calcite. Now, for some history. Alabaster carvings have been found in King Tutankhamun's tomb. And the name itself, I said that was named after a town, but the name, like the actual name itself, it has several different, I guess, possibilities where it came from. Some people think that it's from the ancient Egyptian Alabaster, which is in reference to vessels of Bast, who is an Egyptian goddess who was frequently depicted on top of alabaster jars. Or it could have derived from the ancient Greek words alabastros or alabastos, which is a denotation of a vase of alabaster, or from the ancient Roman term alabastra, which I actually kind of like that. And that was in reference to jars that came from Egypt. The ancient Egyptian canopic jars were made out of alabaster. Seti, the first sarcophagus, is made out of, and I wrote the rest of the sentence in capital letters, so I have to say it like this: a single block of alabaster. Yeah, I hope y'all like that. I know I did. It was quarried from what's now known as the Twin Caves in ancient Israel. Green deposits of this, it can also be green, I forgot to add that, are found at La Pedrada near Puebla in New Mexico. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering these pronunciations. Not always my strong suit, but that's okay. We'll continue. It's also kind of referred to as a type of marble, and specifically it's sometimes referred to as onyx marble, and that can be found in Tehuacan, Mexico, as well as in California, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and Virginia in the good old United States of America. So, alabaster that was found in ancient Iraq was called Mosul marble, and it was used in Assyrian palace decorations from the 9th to the 7th centuries BCE. And again, just to reiterate, it was also used for items attributing to the goddess Bast from ancient Egypt. Numerous alabaster artifacts have been found in Tel Brak, which is modern-day Nagar in Syria, dating back to the 4th millennium BCE. So this stuff has been used a while. It was the material choice in ancient Mesopotamia for statues of deities and temple devotees. A figure of the deity Abu, ABU, made of alabaster dating back to the first half of the 3rd millennia BCE, is currently in one of the museums in New York. I forgot to write down which one that is because I'm just a silly goose. Alabaster was used in the reconstruction of the Roman wall in Zaragoza, Spain in the 3rd century BCE. And staying in Spain, some of the oldest ruins of the Aljaferia Palace are made out of alabaster. In the 16th century, sculptors used it for some of their best work. So back in the day, it was kind of like an elite thing. Oh goodness, I'm going to pronounce this. Etruscans from 3rd century BCE used alabaster from Tuscany, which is modern-day Volterra, to make funeral urns. However, the craft of alabaster was nearly forgotten during the Middle Ages, and some scholars speculate that this is due to the plague or the Black Death, which wiped out 1/3 of Europe's total population. So they pretty much think that a lot of people died, and because a lot of people died, it was nearly forgotten how to use alabaster in craft. But it did come back in the mid-16th century. However, it was strictly used for art until the 17th century. So we're in kind of like modern day era. Artisans traveling about Europe the Americas, and the East helped to bring alabaster to large-scale production and the commerce industry. New processing technology allowed for it to be made into unique custom pieces, as well as having it mixed in with other minerals as well. In the 1920s, ceiling and wall lamps in the Art Deco style came into fashion, which led to alabaster being a feature in the International Exposition of Modern Industrial and Decorative Arts from Paris in 1925. That was a mouthful. I hope you all appreciate that I got that in one take. I know I'm surprised as well. It is most common in England's Midlands, particularly Chellaston in Derbyshire, Floud in Staffordshire, and by Newark in Nottinghamshire. Carving alabaster into small statues and altarpieces was a valuable local industry in Nottingham during the 15th and 14th centuries, and it was also a major English export. Alabaster in England was also used to make effigies for tomb monuments, and that was something that continued after the English Reformation. After the Reformation, though, the making of alabaster into altarpiece sets did not continue. Alabaster can be found, again, all over the world. In England, it's found at Watchet in Somerset, but it can also occur in the New Red Rocks in Cumbria, just at a lower geological horizon. The alabaster at Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire is found in nodular beds in spheroidal masses, also called bowls or balls. Balls. I'm mature. Anyway, the alabaster at Chellaston is called Patrick. That's the name of one of my managers. Though it's referred to as Derbyshire spar when worked into ornaments. Black alabaster is the rarest, and is only found in 3 veins in the entire world. 1 being in the United States, 1 being in Italy, and 1 being in China. There's a state park by Freedom, Oklahoma called Alabaster Cavern State Park, and that has primarily pink and white, as well as that rare black alabaster. The softness of alabaster makes it ideal for carving, but is typically used mostly for ornamental pieces due to its solubility in water. This is a very porous stone. It is mined and sold in blocks. Current day, it's mined and sold in blocks. Those blocks are then cut into whatever desired size. They are turned on a lathe, a machine tool that rotates a workpiece, carved into sculptures, chiseled into figure decoration, and then given a finish that helps to reveal its texture, transparency, and color. And due to it being porous, it can also be dyed into any color or shade. So if you're looking for a specific color, maybe make sure that it's the genuine color that you want, because they can be dyed. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but getting on to the metaphys of this wonderful, wonderful stone. It is most often associated with the sacral chakra, although it can also be linked to the root chakra as well, but it's primarily attributed to the sacral. In numerology, the number for this stone is 2. It is the element of air, and its planetary association is the moon. Alabaster is a great stone to help calm energies, overcome problems, and to forgive yourself and others. It helps to reduce conflict and negative emotion. It also aids in adapting aids you in adapting to new situations. It's also a drawing stone. And I don't mean that in literal term because it was used to be carved into statues and figures and decoration and stuff. That when I say a drawing stone, that means that it draws things to or away from you. Due to its softness, one of the best ways, one of the more preferred ways that I saw to cleanse the stone is via the sun, but don't leave it out for too long. It can aid in drawing energy away from other stones as well. So if you want to use alabaster, but you also want to use the energy of another specific stone, so like maybe for example, a rose quartz, which is big on self-love. Say that you want that ability to, that you're working on forgiving others and yourself, and you want to work with alabaster, but you want that self-love from rose quartz, but you only want to use one. Well, alabaster can siphon a little bit of that self-love off of that rose quartz. No big deal, just a little sucky suck, It's also used to ease anxiety and nervousness. It's believed to help lighten hormonal imbalances in the body, and also encourages peace and calmness. Alabaster inspires positivity when used at the home. Can also assist in bridging the gap between one's conscious mind and the higher self, or one's spirit. It is a protective stone for babies, children, and anyone innocent at heart. It helps stimulate meditation, can aid in sparking creativity, and due to its porous nature, it should not be used when making elixirs. Also, maybe don't put this stone up your butt because of that. And that's all I got for you for alabaster. It was a pretty short, sweet topic, but it's something that, it's a stone that I didn't have a whole lot of, I guess, intimate knowledge about, because to my knowledge I don't have one of those, but yeah. Now, let's do our drawing for the week. And I am once again using Marla Brooks' The Witch's Oracle because I just genuinely love it. So let's give a nice little shuffle. I did already shuffle it, but I want to do it again it just never hurts to do an additional shuffle. You know what I mean? Alright. Let's see what we got here. The Bat. Ooh, I like that one. Let's see. Let's flip through the book. Flip through the book. And I go past the thing. Alright, here we go. The Bat. The bat is highly sensitive to its surroundings and is considered a symbol of intuition, dreaming, and vision. Known as the guardian of the night, it also represents death and rebirth because it lives in the belly of Mother Earth. It emerges from womb-like caves at dusk, and from the womb it is reborn every evening. Bats are highly social creatures and have strong family ties. They are also nurturing and have great sensitivity to members of their group. When the bat appears in a reading, its message is about communication, releasing fear, and any pattern that no longer fits in with the process of growth in regard to you and your family unit. Your old habits no longer suit the new opportunities that will soon be coming your way. Expect new beginnings. Trust your instincts. The intuitiveness of the bat allows you to see through illusion and discover truths. Gemstone is Amazonite. Like the bat, Amazonite symbolizes communication and fresh starts. This stone gives you the courage to break free from patterns of fear to discover your personal truth. Try connecting to Amazonite if you need better communication or inspiration. And the incantation is out with the old and in with the new. I'm dropping the baggage and it's long overdue. I will let go of the things that have bound me badly and embrace all new prospects very gladly. I like that. And now, time for me to choose the topic for next week's episode. Let's give it a nice little shuffle. Okay, well, that one just jumped out. Let's see. All right, that's different, I think. Well, that's all I have for you today. So I want to thank you for joining me on today's episode and for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to me. And I also would like to thank everyone for all the support and for just, being willing to listen to me blab at you about magic and herbs and stones for goddess knows how long. It really does mean a lot to me, all the support. That being said, don't hesitate to reach out. There's a page for this podcast on Facebook, Every Which Way Podcast, I think, or Every Which Way. Just search in Facebook Every Which Way, and you'll be up there. I try to post card drawings every day, so yeah, don't miss out on that. I also have an Instagram, Witch of the Gathering is my username. And an email as well, which is also witchofthegatheringpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email or whatever. Tell me, about your experiences. What have you ever worked with Alabaster? I'm trying to do an episode here, my guy. Stop it. Anyway. I guess it's my fault since I have the window open, but that's okay. Anyway, feel free to connect with me. I'm open and I want to make friends and have a conversation and just build a nice, wonderful little community here in South Central Pennsylvania. Or really anywhere. Alright, I thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that you all have a wonderful day and have a marvelously magical Monday. Bye-bye!